Hey guys, Mill here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Isaiah Roby and if he's going to be our new backup forward. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. As you guys might recall, Obi Toppin was traded to the Pacers a few weeks ago, so we technically don't have a backup forward right now. There's been a lot of speculation that because Tibbs runs a 9-man rotation throughout the year, that backup forward position will most likely be played by RJ or Josh Hart. That would definitely be a smaller lineup with RJ listed at 6'6" and Josh Hart at 6'4". However, on the last day of the regular season, you may or may not remember that the Knicks signed a player named Isaiah Roby. He was guaranteed $400K for the last game of the season, which he didn't play in, and he wasn't able to play during the playoffs because he was ineligible. But he is signed with the Knicks right now and currently playing on their summer league team. When he was signed, an article from the New York Post came out and said, "The Knicks are paying a large upfront price to have Roby play for the NBA Summer League team and to have him as a potential option for next season." It honestly seems that before the season was even over, the Knicks had in mind what they wanted to do. I figured that they knew Toppin was going to be traded this offseason and they want Roby to have a role on the team. Roby is a 6'8", 25-year-old forward that was drafted back in 2019, 45th overall by the Detroit Pistons. But he was then traded to Dallas on draft night, and unfortunately with his time in Dallas, he never made it out of the G League. Midway through his rookie season, he was traded to OKC. Roby spent 3 seasons with the Thunder where he averaged 9.1 points and 5.1 rebounds in 109 games with them. Unfortunately, the Thunder couldn't find a role for them on their team anymore, so he was waived and picked up by San Antonio Spurs last summer. Coming off of a career year with OKC, he averaged just 4.1 points and 2.5 rebounds with the Spurs in 42 games. The main reason why his numbers went down so drastically is because in Oklahoma he was averaging almost 22 minutes per game, but in San Antonio he was averaging about 11. And his season was cut short with the Spurs after having an ankle injury in February. If you can't tell already, Roby has had a difficult journey in the NBA so far. From G League to getting traded and waived, he has been through it all, and I definitely think he's going to fight hard for a roster spot on the Knicks. Whether the Knicks should give it to him or not is a big question. He's a very versatile player that has a combination of a bunch of things, including athleticism and size. Listed at 6'8", he's at a good size that he can go from defending a forward to defending a wing or a guard if needed to. He even said it himself that he thinks he can guard all 5 positions. I would say that what we've seen from him in the NBA so far, he's not the best at creating his own shot, but he does do a lot of the other little things, like cutting and rolling to the basket and spotting up for a 3. Honestly, in some ways, he's a lot like Obi Toppin. In 4 seasons, he's played just 151 games, and that's obviously not a lot, but most of it has to do with his limited minutes and not having a role on the teams he's been with. Last season, he shot 43.2% from the field and 30% from 3. He did struggle from the 3 this season because the prior season with OKC, he shot almost 45% from 3. He also averaged 2.6 rebounds per game, which I think is pretty low, and I would definitely love to see more rebounds. He doesn't shoot a lot of free throws, but obviously I stated earlier that he only averaged about 11 minutes per game with the Spurs. So in that time, his free throw percentage was 48.8%, and obviously that's not good. We definitely don't want to have more bad free throw shooters because we all know that last season we struggled from the free throw line tremendously. But if he can improve on that aspect of his game, then that would really be helpful, because one thing you love to see from role players on a team is that they can knock down free throws when we need them to. So far in the summer league, he has been struggling a bit, but that's also the team in general because they've lost 2 games now. And Roby playing in the summer league is his first time playing team basketball since February. He even said it himself. He still feels a little slow because he's getting back into it, but he definitely wants to improve and get stronger. In the game against the Sixers, he had 7 points and 5 rebounds in 26 minutes. He shot 3 for 8 from the field and was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. In the game against the Nets, he had 12 points and 6 rebounds. He went 5 for 9 from the field and 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. The Summer League team has 3 more guaranteed games, so I'm honestly excited to see how Roby can play in those games and see if he's improving. I know the Knicks organization is definitely looking at him too if they intend to have him on the team next season. I do see him getting minutes in the beginning of the season, but when Tibbs switches to that 9-man rotation, I don't think he's going to get any. I think it's more likely that Josh Hart or RJ will end up playing that backup for. But I don't think having him on the team is necessarily a bad thing. I think he's going to be playing a lot like Obi Toppin did for the Knicks, but if he's okay with that role, playing, 11 to 10 minutes per game, then I think that's fine having him on the team because we know Randall's still going to be playing a majority of the game. So Roby's going to be in there for a few minutes, and none of us should be expecting him to be putting up crazy numbers, 20 points per game, even 10 points per game. I think he's going to average maybe 5 to 7 points per game if he gets minutes. We know he's the type of player that has accepted a limited role on a team before, so I definitely think that he's okay with being on the Knicks and playing only a few minutes. In OKC, he was primarily the 5 because they would do a lot of small ball, but I don't see him doing that for us because we already have Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about Isaiah Roby potentially being the backup for the Knicks.